What's up, YouTube? I have some extra time today to record this video, and for a really fucked up reason, my school got a bomb threat, so we got let out a little bit earlier, which is giving me time to make this video. But anyway, let's just get right into it. So this video is about a driver's test that I took and failed. Now, here's the catch. I didn't actually fail it, per se. But before I even get into that, I'll just start from the beginning. The state of Rhode Island has some really stupid regulations on when it comes to the DMV and driving. I think it's something like you have to have an inspected car to get it registered. You have to have it registered and inspected. There's a lot of conflicting, stupid things like that make it really difficult to get on the road if you're getting a new car or fixing a car or whatever. Well, if you're fixing it, it wouldn't be new. But anyway, that's besides the point. Let's just jump right into this. So, my test is supposed to be on September 8th, and this is a little while ago when this happened to begin with. But it was supposed to be on September 8th, so I go there, and the only car I can get is from someone I know, which was registered in Massachusetts. That was the only car I could use to take the test at the time. So, here's the thing, they don't allow cars that are registered in Massachusetts. It has to be registered in that state for whatever reason. I don't know why it makes a difference. I should be able to pass the test in whatever automobile that exists and get my license, get on the road, right? So, had to reschedule it. Can't take it until October 29th. It's about 6 weeks from then, or whatever it was. So go back there on October 29th after waiting a while. And even more ready now. Got a car that's registered in Rhode Island that I could borrow. And so, I'm ready. And then I go to the counter and fill out my crap. And it's this really old guy. And I'm not talking like, oh, yeah, he's in his 40s, 50s. No, I'm talking he's at least 70. I'd say 75. 70 would be being nice. This guy was definitely past retirement age. So before taking the test, I'd have to sign a paper that said that I drove the 50 hours required before taking the test. So he struggles for about 5 straight minutes. He cannot find this paper. I'm just sitting there like, am I ever going to even be able to take this test? He couldn't find it. He was looking all over the place. He was disorganized. It was a mess. And some woman came in who was middle-aged and just found it in 2 seconds, which was annoying. And I guess really this should have been my first red flag. I should have raised a bit of a flag, but that's besides the point, because let me just continue the story. So I sign it, and and I'm ready to get on the road. And here's the thing that I didn't realize. That guy at the counter was the driving instructor. Who would have guessed? I thought it would be that I saw this younger guy that came in there wearing this outfit. It said Newport driving or something. I thought he was going to be a driving instructor. But nope, it's this old 70-year-old dude. And I didn't think of anything of it at the time. But getting in the car after doing all the light checks, blinker checks, and all that. Gets in, and I'm ready to start. Get out of the DMV, go up the road. And really, this is the first problem right away, dude. I mean, not right away, but in the beginning of the test. He claims I'm blocking off a crosswalk when I stop. Wrong, he is. I can clearly see the crosswalk is dead ahead of me. Really, I should be pulled up even closer to the intersection. But he says I'm blocking off, so that's illegal. I'm like, okay. I just said okay. I wasn't going to sit there and argue. I mean, but damn, it's not you can perfectly see out the window to even make that assumption. But you can clearly see, I'm backed away from the intersection. I was blocking off the crosswalk, right at it, you know what I mean? But no, I wasn't blocking off. He said that. Took it right out of there. Down the street, I'll just get to the next part. Towards the end of the test, everything goes pretty much perfectly after that. I didn't think that would take off too much points. I wasn't going to sit there and argue, I'm going to be professional. I'm not going to sit there and fight with this dude. He's obviously old and misjudged it, whatever. I just did whatever. But I get to this part where I have to make a lane change. He's sitting there looking straight ahead. He's sitting in the right. I'm sitting left driving, obviously. Tells me to switch into the, I believe, had to switch into the left first, so I started on the right lane. So, look to my side, look in the mirror, check behind me, do the full check, go into the left. Boom, done. Had to switch into the right, do the same thing. Switch over, boom, done. But here's what he says. He says, you didn't look before taking the switching lanes. I'm like, yeah, I did. I mean, of course, I was thinking it in my head. Again, I didn't want to argue and know how much points that would take off. I thought they did it overall. I didn't know what thing to be automatic or whatever. I mean, so again, I wasn't going to argue, but I mean, I'm literally turning my head, like really overdoing the check, if anything. Because, I'm trying to make sure, I'm doing this perfectly because it's a driver's test, I'm on a pass. Really probably overdoing it if I had to describe it as anything. Like, no one would go to the extent that I did to check if the lane was open and safe or not. You wouldn't in a real world. But no, I did it really safely, completely checked and clean, went in, and he said that's a dangerous move. You're supposed to be looking over your shoulder, which I did, and looking to the right and the other side, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, I did all that. And what bothers me the most is that, I don't know if he wasn't paying attention, but when I'm looking to my right side, I can see his face, and he's looking at me. I mean, maybe at an angle, but he can see that I'm turning my head over. So to make that claim is absolutely ridiculous. So we get back, and he's not saying this nicely, by the way. He didn't flip and scream, he didn't flip out and just straight up scream. Like, that'd be a lie. But he yelled, like, I would say raise his voice to be the better term to use. And he goes like, that's an automatic failure blocking the crosswalk, which I did not do. And then he made this dangerous maneuver on the lane. Did not. He's out of his mind. And I think there was a few things on there. I don't memorize the whole thing. I think there was like one or two things, but I've taken off like a few points that I made. I think one of them was like blinkers when making a 3-point turn or something like that. I don't know if I did that. I think he said I didn't do, which, by the way, nobody does in the real world. No one is going to put their blinkers on and making a fucking 3-point turn, but whatever. Just have to excuse my language there, young viewers. But anyway, so after that, obviously I'm pissed off because I know that I did everything the way I was supposed to. I'm not saying I did it perfectly. I'm not, flawless at driving, but well over enough to pass. Better than most people that I even knew drivers on the road, probably. So yeah, I failed because of that. Unbelievable. I'm completely pissed off. Like, completely. That was like one of the worst days of my life. I could not be any more pissed off. And the thing is that if I actually made a mistake and failed, I'd probably get over it pretty quickly because, it's whatever. It's my mistake. I screwed up. But no, the fact that you actually passed the test, but because the driving instructor is a senile moron and makes you fail because of it is not a good feeling, because you actually passed, but you're not getting recognition for it, and you can't be in the road when you want to be because this dude is completely out of his mind. And I'm not saying, I don't think he's like a psychopath that would purposely fail me and make up things. No, I'm saying that he's just unaware and makes misjudgments. And this dude was old, so really my conclusion is he's just mind's kind of going. He's old, he can't perceive things well, he's senile, I don't know. And, I don't judge people by that. The thought didn't go through my head, this dude's old and he can't drive, like the stereotype was. But I found out the hard way, I guess, that I really should have gotten another driving instructor, postponing even more. So, yeah, I basically threw my whole life's plans, that life plan out of whack because this dude could not do his job. Unbelievable. And then there's the best part, is to finish it off at the end. So I left a complaint, obviously. I'm not just going to let that slide. This is how incompetent DMV is. Even on the phone, you're going to be waiting. So a guy finally, a week later, I almost forgot about it at this point. It was a while later. I get the voicemail from the DMV. He says, yeah, I saw your complaint. I'd like to talk to you about it, this guy from wherever. And so, yeah, I call him back, doesn't pick up, leave a voicemail. Calls back, says something, again, going over it, call back, leave another voicemail. This goes on for about a month. This guy just could not get a grip and get a hold of me. I even explained to him, I'm not available during these times. Could I reach you during this? And he said that he was like available until like 3 or 4 o'clock or something. So, and I would call this guy at 2 o'clock. He says, I'm in the office all day. No. Finally, like a month later, I get into a conversation with this guy. And really, I just wasted my time. And it's kind of a biased situation. I mean, I know for a fact this guy made misjudgments. I know for a fact. But obviously, when he goes to tell the instructor my claims, obviously he's going to deny it. Whether he knows he did wrong or not, he's not admitting that he did that wrong. Either way, like, obviously, I mean, my assumption is that he did not know what he was doing was wrong. So he's just going to think in his head that he's right, even though he's not. Or if he really was sick enough to do it on purpose or realize that he did it wrong after, he's not going to admit that because that put his job at stake. So obviously it's bullcrap. They do nothing to repay me for what happened. And then here's the other thing. I'd have to go all the way up to Providence to take the test again. And I live in a smaller town, which would be a completely different experience, much harder. So I think there's a way and negotiate that I can take it again in my town. But, I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. And I don't want to be inconvened further because of his mistake. You see what I mean? Could not be more pissed off. But it's kind of in the past, and I'm a little over it now. I really just need to schedule a new date and work that out at this point. Obviously, get a driving instructor that's not old. And again, nothing against anyone who's older. But, I mean, I can't know this guy's name, so if you live where I live, and you probably know who I am if I'm saying that, like, you know me personally, you live in my town, just don't take any old driving instructors. Postpone it because it's not worth the risk. You could fail for something you didn't do wrong because there's just one driving instructor that's not fit, and there could be another older one who's perfectly fine. But, you know, I wouldn't take the risk. Just putting the warning out there. So, yeah, that's how it went down. Also, not to mention that when I went to school the next day, a kid was at the DMV. I didn't see him there, but obviously he was there, who was in my class, and he said, that guy was a dick. Like, he knew the guy was being really aggressive and way too mean for the situation, especially considering it was his fault. I mean, obviously the kid didn't know whether I made the mistakes or not. I don't know. But the kid at my school even said, this guy was a dick. So, I mean, he witnessed how rude this guy was being. Ridiculous. Completely wrong. But that's that. So, everyone have a nice day, I guess. Glad to make another video next time with stories I got left in the bank. Inspired by Luna. Peace.